Her blonde pigtails now gone, Cammy is looking incredible these days. She has always been a great character, and in Street Fighter 6, we expect that she'll be given even more depth. Hey there, I am Jammers, and today, we want to peel back the layers on Cammy White and answer the internet's most asked questions about one of Street Fighter's most iconic characters. Let's get to it. This is an interesting question as, to be honest, we don't really have Cammy's real name. Being as she has amnesia, we can't really tell what happened in her past. According to the Sakura Gunboru manga by Masahiko Nakahira, Cammy is named by Sakura, who is said she reminded her of a stray cat in her neighborhood with the same name. But Sakura Gunboru is not canon. However, it did introduce characters who would become canon, like Karin Kanzuki. Also, according to the biography of Keith Wolfman, the leader of the Delta Red team, he was the one who named Cammy, having found her abandoned on the front steps of the English Secret Service training center. Cammy's past is shrouded by mystery, but we have the name Cammy White, and it has been her name from the beginning. Interestingly, this was not always the plan. According to some information unearthed from the arcade version of Street Fighter 2's code, it was discovered that Cammy was actually supposed to be called Sarah. It is unclear why Capcom decided to change her name, although there is speculation that this is because of the female character from Virtua Fighter, which came out just before Street Fighter 2. Bore the same name, and since fighting games seem to have this unspoken rule about not sharing characters with the same name, her name was changed. Her name wasn't the only thing Cammy shared with other characters, as a cursory glance at the Yukito Kishiro's galley, otherwise known as Elita in the West, you'll see that the two share a lot of similarities, including their gauntlets, amnesia, and even the cannon spike, which is one of her most famous moves. However, there is also speculation that Cammy's gauntlets were gotten from Appleseed. There are also similarities between Cammy and the character Misty from the manga Wounded Man, including the pigtails and the blonde hair. This is a good question. Considering that Cammy is not a very popular baby name, you might be minded to ask what it even means. Cammy, apparently, is a name with Latin roots, and it means, get this, a helper of the priest. What priest? How did she help them? It has also been used as a shortened version of Camilla, which is a Portuguese name with the same meaning. So when next you picture Cammy dishing out a backbreaker on a politician, remember that she was originally supposed to be the helper of priests. Short answer, I don't know. Maybe she likes the color white because her name is Cammy White. Or maybe she's a sucker for green because that is the most common color attached to her. But what I can say is that she absolutely loves cats. Even though she owns no cats, she'll befriend any stray she comes across. She also loves chocolates and collecting fighting data. This depends on which version of Cammy you are looking at. The Cammy, who worked for Shadaloo, was an assassin, and we got a glimpse of her killing skills in the Street Fighter animated movie. She was also said to have been created to be a clone for Bison at his eventual demise. After the events of Street Fighter Alpha 3, she became a member of Delta Red, a secret special ops group under the purview of the British MI5 intelligence organisation. It would seem that this is the organisation she is working for in Street Fighter 6. Technically, Cammy doesn't have any, but there have been hints of something going on with Guile. In the Street Fighter animated cartoon, Cammy is seen to share mutual attraction with Guile, and she served as his love interest. Now, we can go over the moral hang-ups of this, seeing as Guile is a married man, but that's how the story was portrayed at the time. There was also a little mistranslation in the original ending of her Super Street Fighter 2 run, where it was revealed that she had been Bison's lover. I don't want to picture that. Apart from those two instances, both of which really don't have any legs the deeper we get into her story, it is safe to say that Cammy's love interest ends with cats and her fellow brainwashed dolls. Cammy has one prominent scar, and it is perhaps the biggest mystery surrounding the blonde menace. The scar is on her left cheek, and there is no general consensus as to how she got it. There is some talk that she got it from Bison, but this goes nowhere. However, the most popular answer is that she was scarred by Vega. We get this from the Udon Street Fighter comics, which aren't canon by the way, but do influence the storyline from time to time. In that story, Vega scarred Cammy to ensure that there was no one as beautiful as he, It is believed that Vega loves Cammy in his own twisted, sadistic, creepy way, which might be why he saved her life once. To be fair, it does seem Vega loves Chun-Li too, so maybe he just loves everything beautiful. On the outside, Cammy looks like a normal girl with impressive fighting ability, but there is so much more to her. To answer the question, it is clear that Cammy has abilities that are beyond that of your average individual. Her ability to perform Cannon Spike and some of her other moves displays a mastery of martial arts. But Cammy is also a clone of Bison, and it is hinted that she has a dash of psycho power. In the Udon comic book Street Fighter Legends Cammy, it is shown that the psycho power can be used to control her and enable her to connect with others who may have been exposed to the power. Also, in X-Men vs Street Fighter and Marvel vs Capcom 2 New Age of Heroes, Cammy is able to make use of a power that many suspect is psycho power. While Cammy doesn't make use of psycho power in her battles, this can easily be explained as a reluctance to use it since she hates Bison, Shadaloo, and all the stuff they have taken from her. Would you like to see Cammy exhibit some of the psycho power? It could be really cool to see. This is a confusing aspect of Cammy's story. If Cammy is a clone, how is she a lady? Why is she blonde? How does any of this make sense? Well, we might have to settle for accepting what her biography says. Cammy is apparently a clone of Bison made from his DNA. This is because of the nature of the psycho power which eats away at Bison's body. This is why Bison is bulkier in the Street Fighter Alpha series, as he was younger and more adept at housing psycho power. Cammy is different from the other dolls, who were simply kidnapped and brainwashed, and they had lives before Shadaloo. Cammy isn't the same, and it even said in Alpha 3 that should Bison die, she would die too. By that logic, Bison is still alive in Street Fighter 6. However, it is possible that she is free from Bison's DNA due to her self-realization, but we have no confirmation on this. No, but their stories are intertwined. In Decapre's story, it would seem that she and Cammy were both created to be Bison's clones, whom he could inhabit once his current body died away. Why are they female? We have no idea. But Decapre is said to have failed. How? We don't know. Meanwhile, Cammy was the perfected clone. This explains why they look alike. As to why Decapre is Russian, while Cammy is British, we are also in the dark about that. Decapre's face is scarred, and in the Udon comics, Decapre looks exactly like Cammy. However, in Street Fighter V story mode, the two look a lot more different. There is no compelling reason to indicate that they are the same person, and Decapre even hates Cammy, although by the end of Street Fighter V story, the two are on friendly terms, and she even protects Cammy from Vega. Look, we all know Cammy looks interesting, and there has been some consternation from some places as to her wardrobe choices, but according to the game, she does this for good reason. Cammy's abilities as an assassin and operative hinge on her athletic prowess, and this is enhanced by her choice of clothing, which is usually a leotard. Although, her changed looks in Street Fighter 6 don't seem to slow her down one bit. But yeah, that's the canonical reason Cammy doesn't wear pants. It reduces her agility. And that's it. Those are the most asked questions about Cammy on the internet. If you have any other questions, why don't you ask them in the comments down below? Until next time, take care and be good.